Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Action Comics issue 1003. Look at that cover. Batman protecting Superman from kryptonite. In vain, I would imagine. Well, this scene never actually happens at all in the comic book. But it's a nice cover. Yeah, kryptonite makes an appearance. What's really odd about this cover is that it doesn't allude to the fact that what we were supposed to be getting is Clark Kent, Superman finally confronting Lois Lane, who is still on Earth. She apparently never left Earth. She's been in Metropolis all along, and she never bothered telling her husband. We were waiting for that confrontation, and that confrontation never happens. It's very, very disappointing. I gotta say, it sort of Bendis up to his old tricks of, teasing a scene that should naturally, through narrative, happen in the next issue. Doesn't happen for many issues more. It's really, really unfortunate. It's kind of sad. Very disappointing. No confrontation between Superman and Lois. That was what I was waiting for. Instead, we get something that also whets my appetite, though. So very clearly, I think Bendis is. It's like he's telling multiple stories. He's stopping, and then he's starting other multiple stories, and this is plot progression that is sporadic and not particularly concise, but I gotta admit it's whetting my appetite. I got some issues with the structure and the way he's setting this story up, but I gotta admit that I'm intrigued. I gotta admit that it's still an interesting story. The whole idea of a mafia in Metropolis, and that they have a secret language and a way that they speak to each other to avoid using certain code phrases, to avoid Superman's super hearing. It's an interesting one, and it sort of puts a different take on. I think it actually enhances the idea of Superman's super hearing, because I never really thought of Superman as being able to hear everything all at once and then suddenly just intuitively know how to focus in on certain words. I never really thought of Superman's super hearing as that way before, but I suppose it's interesting, and I guess there's no reason why it can't work that way. No writer has really explored it to that degree, at least to my knowledge. But in any event, Miss Good, one of the reporters of the Daily Planet, she's the one that is. We think that she's working with the. Well, we think that she's working. I thought she was working with the Red Mist, but maybe she isn't. But she certainly seems to be working for somebody. At least that was teased in an earlier issue. But her goal here, she wanted to get a hold of some kryptonite. Why exactly? Well, she's working on a story. At least that's the song and dance she gives Batman. But I'm very, very curious to see where this was going. I thought Miss Good, was trying to. She infiltrated the Daily Planet with ultimately hopes of working for somebody who was trying to take over the Daily Planet. Maybe Miss Good is working for Lex Luthor. I don't know. But it's interesting that she's trying to get a hold of some kryptonite. She gets a hold of some kryptonite, and she brings it into the Daily Planet with her, and Clark Kent immediately, he gets sick. He starts feeling under the weather, and so people are really cluttering all around him because she's brought in some kryptonite that she acquired from some unknown source, and Clark Kent gets all sick at the Daily Planet. The art's really well done here. I mean, Yannick Paquette on art. He does a really good job. Yannick Paquette, I think the next big thing he's doing is Wonder Woman, Grant Morrison's Earth 1, Wonder Woman Volume 2, which will be coming out, I believe, next month. Looking forward to that. Not much happens in this issue, really. This Miss Good, really all that happens, Miss Good acquires kryptonite, and she brings it into the Daily Planet with her. Doesn't tell anyone she has it, but Clark Kent gets sick. But Clark Kent always gets sick, so when he gets sick for real because of the kryptonite, people don't bat an eye for it. They just help Clark Kent out. And Miss Good eventually leaves the Daily Planet building, and Clark Kent's fine. The kryptonite doesn't kill him or anything like that, just makes him a little woozy. And then when she's leaving the Daily Planet building, Batman steals the kryptonite from her and questions her, why do you need this? And she gives Batman the song and dance, which apparently Batman believes that she's working on a story, but Batman chooses to keep the kryptonite, and then he tells Clark that, this Miss Good is working on a story, so at least Superman knows now to sort of keep an eye on Miss Good. And at the end of the issue, Miss Good goes back to her source, and basically, I'm not really sure what the hell she's trying to do. Oh, she thought maybe her source, the person that she got the kryptonite from, told Batman that she had the kryptonite, because she was wondering, how did they possibly know I had the kryptonite? Miss Good doesn't know that Clark Kent is Superman, and that's how Clark Kent knew she had the kryptonite, because he saw it in her purse. And Miss Good going back to her source basically was this source. Miss Good is not too bright, and she keeps speaking the language of Bat. She uses key phrases like Batman and kryptonite, and key phrases that her source in the bar here is telling her that Batman's going to pick up. Or pardon me, that Superman is going to hear. And of course, Superman does hear it. But before Superman can show up, the red mist appears, and the red mist kills the source. It doesn't kill Miss Good, and I'm not really sure why. I suspect it's probably because maybe the red mist is the boss. Maybe Miss Good is working for the red mist. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's quite clear that when Superman shows up, Miss Good, then very bad actress, in a very bad actress kind of way, says, "Oh, Superman, I'm so glad you're here. You saved me." And they talk about a red mist appearing, and then it ends with, it finally shows Lois Lane. The only scene we get with Lois Lane is her talking to Lex Luthor, who shows up outside her room where Lois Lane is working on a story, and we don't know what the story is, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the Mafia and some secrets about the Red Mist. Because remember that Lois Lane back in the day was the reporter that won a Pulitzer for exposing Intergang and the Mafia activities. So it would make sense that Lois Lane is working behind the scenes with nobody knowing that she's around, trying to uncover the secrets of the Red Mist and the secret Mafia in Metropolis. That's my guess. Why has Lex Luthor showed up? I'm not really sure. Does Lex Luthor have any ties to the Red Mist, this Mafia figure? Not really sure. Who does Miss Good work for? Does she work for Lex Luthor? Does she work for Red Mist? I'm not sure. What was the conversation between Lois Lane and Superman at the end of last issue? That hasn't been shown yet. So what did they talk about? Are they working together now, and we readers are being kept in the dark deliberately by Brian Bendis, the writer? I'm not really sure, but I gotta admit I'm intrigued. I'm frustrated. I'm not too sure if I like the structure of all this, but I have to admit that I do understand it. It's easy to follow. It's easy to read. I know who all the players are. It's easy for me to sort of put the pieces together. I don't know how they all... I should say I know what all the pieces are. I don't exactly know how they fit together, but that's okay. This puzzle I do think is coming together, and it intrigues me in a way that, for example, Justice League has failed to intrigue me in the first 6 issues of Justice League. It's maybe coming together with issue 7, but I digress. I like this. I'm sticking with this. Guys, tell me what you think of Bendis' Action Comics 1003. And until next time, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40, Comic Boom. And until next time, Comic Boom out.